Good afternoon. As Community Trading Group here, we are doing our afternoon, or we're doing our daily update, should I say, in the afternoon, late evening now, Melbourne time. It is 7:30 p.m. When we usually start our live session, actually. We're going to give this time slot a little bit of a go over the next probably 7 to 10 days ish around there to see what our numbers are like and collect a little bit of data on this time slot. But rolling solo tonight. Thank you all for joining us last night. Last night's stream was very successful in the way of the market structure and how BTC has, or how the market as a whole has really reacted to that should I say, that video and the TA that we put forward. We're really happy with how that went. So what we did speak about last night on BTC, the 78.6 10819 for Bitcoin on this time frame, on the 4-hour time frame. We're really looking towards the 78.6 and this level of supply up the top here. And why we were looking at that is because we were extremely overbought. Not extremely overbought, but we were reaching that overbought scenario for a lot of these indicators, where Steamroller has moved up towards that overbought. We're getting a little bit of exhaustion there. Also, CCI, RSI, not so much, but the CCI was definitely moving outside of the bands at that point. So 78.6 was a level of interest that we were looking at last night, and of course we have moved down from there back towards our mean line 10.576. Again, we see this level react and respond every time we're here, moving from resistance to support to resistance to now support again. So 10.576, if I can even say the number, 10.576 being very, what's the word for it? Very significant in the way of BTC's price action. What's going to happen now, though? What are we expecting to happen over the next little bit, over the next, tonight, over the next 24 hours or so? Well, I've been seeing Ichimoku being seeing Ichimoku being flown or thrown around a little bit inside the Discord. And there's two versions of Ichimoku that I want to look at. I want to look at the standard settings, okay, on the 4-hour time frame, and I want to look at the crypto settings also. So the standard settings, we are butting up against this cloud resistance here. We got a cloud bearish cloud formation, bearish Kumo cloud formation there. If we do come down, this will start to head down also. If we flick over to the crypto settings, we're just breaching into the cloud now. However, this candle that we're on right now is looking bearish. We're not really in the cloud yet. We need to wait and see what this candle does. But in saying that, let's go to the daily time frame and let's expand this out a little bit. What I'll do, I'll go over to another chart. I'll clear the chart up, and then we'll have a look at Ichimoku. So this is our standard settings. This is our standard Ichimoku settings. We had the cloud crossover at this point here. We're looking at around the 13th, 14th of September there, and we have continued to create a bearish momentum cloud, bearish Kumo, coming down now. Right now, the price action isn't really significant. So we are moving to the right-hand side. We have been rejected off this cloud now. So it is looking a little bearish in the way of the standard Ichi settings on the daily time frame, on the higher time frame. As we know on the higher time frame stuff, this is going to be more prominent. All this information, these technical indicators that we're seeing, especially the Ichimoku, is going to be way more prominent than it usually would be if you were looking at a lower time frame like the 1 hour or the 4 hours. So the daily time frame is definitely significant. We have been rejected on this cloud resistance there, and we are trending below it. If I flick over back to my chart and switch off Ichimoku, so in the way of the Fibonacci stuff and the supply and demand stuff that I usually focus on, right now the 50 fibs 10.657 is very significant. alongside this level of support, or this 38.2 fib level that we're really bouncing off now. There's not a lot of volume right now. We are tapering back. We did have a spike in volume over the course of, earlier this morning, late last night for Aussies, and we have tapered back off. So that selling pressure's come in. We did get a spike in volume, honestly, collecting some shorts and liquidating some positions coming off this 78.6. So what I do expect is this to come up, if we even get this, come up, test this 50 and then continue down towards, the 23.6 and even towards our 00 and level of demand. I personally do think this demand level at 10,300, where we've formed this pivot, so the higher quality level on the 4-hour time frame, I do think that's going to be tested. I do think we're going to get there over the next 5 to 7 days. So that is BTC. Too long don't read. I do expect more downside to come. I do think this was a lower high. I do think this was that lower low, and I do think we're going to get this sort of scenario happen over the next coming days. So that's one to look out for. Alongside, that fundamental news that we spoke about last night about Mt. Gox. There's a lot of BTC being released into the wild, and that could, and I do foresee, if those people that have lost money on Mt. Gox and they're receiving their BTC back, if they still have access and if they're still interested, more than likely they're going to sell off if they're not in the game anymore. So that's going to be very interesting over the next few days. Moving on, however, we'll have a look at ETH USD. ETH following in the same trend as BTC currently, and we have fallen underneath this very, very short-term level of demand there. So demand's being very short-term in the way of it is in the middle of a trend, so not good price action, to be honest. As soon as we smash through this level on the 6th of October, late yesterday, we did form, nail in the coffin really for that level, and we were to expect, if I can even speak, if we were to expect further movements downwards as we did clear out any orders or any resting positions that were sitting there in the long side or long position, and we have created a lower low now. So lower high, another lower high, lower low. We could come up, retest this level before a movement down towards our 321.25 level where we picked this up some time ago. I think it was, I keep pressing that too far, the 24th of September. Not too much to say other than that in the way of, BTC is looking bearish, and that translates over to ETH USD. Obviously, both USD pairs, Ethereum's really going to give us a little bit of a glimpse into the future in the way of which way BTC more than likely will go. The volume is still dismal. The volume is still low, as is the volume on BTC. So a little bit of a glimpse into the future. I do think we're going to see that 321 level retested in the immediate term, and I do think that'll translate over to BTC testing that 10.3 level. Last one I have a look at tonight is the Forex chart. We did push through and head back down underneath our 50 fibs and our level of supply. We did come back and retest that level today. So what we spoke about last night was we were speaking about this 61.8 level. But the thing that I really pointed out yesterday, and this is not financial advice, this is just the ideas and opinions of UTG. What we really spoke about last night was Steamroller. Steamroller was a star of the show on the DXY last night. We were trending underneath 61.8. There was a little bit of a ways away to get to the 78.6 and our level of demand down here. So honestly, a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a flurry to the upside, back up towards our 50 Fibonacci and our level of supply, which is now broken, however, was expected. We can't expect this to continue to the downside while it's very severely oversold. So a quick reaction, a knee-jerk reaction to the upside was expected, to be honest. And now trending underneath that 50. If we do hang around here for the course of this evening into tomorrow, we can expect some further movements down towards that, maybe that 78.6, that 93.17 level over the course of the rest of the week, providing that we do stay under this level, under this 50 Fibonacci at this 93.74 area. if tonight we do get another flurry up and we make our higher high compared to this market structure to the left, if we come up to this 38.2 fibs, we could probably see some form of reversal of this trend. However, we do need to see if that's going to be sustained. So 50 fibs over the course of tonight. If that doesn't hold, if we continue to the upside to the 38, we could see this sort of very sharp declining trend be broken. However, I didn't draw the trend line in there initially because it is quite sharp. It is quite steep. So we are using just our fibs to navigate where this price is going to go. Tonight, I'll be looking for this 50 to be held or smashed through. So that concludes our 10-minute update for our Wednesday night. This is a little bit of a different time slot that we're used to, so we're just gathering some data, gathering some information, a little bit of analytics on our YouTube channel to really gauge our viewer base and our viewership. Like I said at the start of the video, if I did say it, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. If you haven't already, jump on the Trade Hacker by Unity Trading Group Facebook page, www.unitytradinggroup.com. If I can bring the website up nice and quick there. If you scroll down to the masterclass of the month, join Discord button is right there for the taking. Join the fabulous community we have in there. There's a lot of bits and pieces being thrown around all the time. The guys in the Forex charts channel are absolutely killing it over the last couple of weeks, and they have been since we opened the Discord to the public, so they've been doing a fantastic job. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time, for our live session. See you then.